Hi guys! Are you ready? Complete na ba tayong lahat? Okay, sino pang kulang? Okay, complete na. So, today we will be having a quiz. I want you to take down notes. If you're ready, let's start na. Who will lead the prayer? Okay, Joshua Garcia will lead the prayer. Amen. Since complete na tayo, turn on your camera please. And I will take picture or screenshot for your attendance. Okay. So, our topic for today is system unit. Ano yung mga naiisip niyong word related or yung naisip niyo lang na word pag narinig niyo ang system unit? CPU, motherboard, computer set, okay. But before we proceed, this is the objectives of our for today. At the end of this lesson, the student should be able to understand the system unit and to know the basic parts of system unit and their functions. Okay, what is the system unit? System unit is the core of a computer responsible for processing and storing data and controls all computer functions. It is in the system unit that raw data is processed into information. And also, the system unit works with the computer peripherals devices. Ano nga ba yung peripheral devices? Do you have any idea? Yes, keyboard, monitor, ano pa? Mouse. Yes, you're right. So, peripheral device examples are printers, data storage devices, video monitors, keyboards, external memory, expansion cards, and other input and output devices. So, let's proceed to basic parts of the system unit. Ano-ano yung alam niyong basic parts of the system unit? CPU. Favorite niyo yung CPU, no? Motherboard. Alright. Okay, let's start with the computer case. So computer case is very important part of the computer. Take note, computer case is important part of computer. Merong plastic, merong metal case na nagpo-protect sa electronic components inside and provides adequate ventilation to prevent overheating. And merong types ng computer case. This is the desktop and sana yun? The desktop and tower case. Desktop case is designed to sit horizontally. Ito yung mga hinihiga. Kung nakakita na kayo nun, ayun yun. And usually ginagamit yung ganong desktop case or desktop system unit sa bahay or sa office. And ang desktop cases, meron tayong two basic sizes, the standard and slimline. Where the standard is the standard size of desktop cases and the slimline is mas thinner and maliit siya compared sa standard computers. Ang tower case naman ay designed to sit vertically on surface. Ito yung mga nakikita natin sa computer shop, yung mga nakatayo lang per cubicle. So, ang tower cases naman ay may three basic sizes. Merong full tower case, mid tower case, and mini tower case. So, here's the example, no? Ang full tower case are usually used for PC servers. Full tower used for PC servers. While ang mid tower ay used naman for high-end user PCs. While mini tower ay usually ginagamit sa office o bahay. Again, full tower is for PC servers, mid tower is for high-end users PCs, and mini towers ay usually used sa office or home. So next, are you familiar with this? The motherboard. So, motherboard is the largest board of a computer system. It uses tiny electrical paths to connect each component of the computer. Ito yung isa sa mga iniingatan ng computer case, kaya bakit ganun na lang kahalaga yung computer case natin. So, ang typical na motherboard ay merong CPU, BIOS, or Basic Input-Output System, memory, mass storage interfaces, serial and parallel ports, expansion slot or bus slots, and all the controllers required to control standard peripheral devices. So, ang isa nga sa mga part ng motherboard nito ay ang microprocessor. Ang microprocessor ay known as brain of the computer. So, bakit nga ba siya brain of the computer? Dahil it contains central processing unit and its cache memory. Ang central processing unit and cache memory both work together to process the data inside the computer. Again, CPU is central processing unit, and it is the central electronic chip that determines the processing power of the computer. Gaya ni RAM or ni random access memory, ang CPU ay non-permanent memory. Okay, next is the power supply, which is the source of electricity of computer. Kung makikita nyo sa picture, yung mga hardware cables na yan. Ayan yung mga cables and buses na kinoconnect nun sa motherboard. Kung saan ang power supply yung nagpa-power doon sa motherboard. Attached are the vital hardware cables and buses for transferring power to various components in the computer. Next is the memory socket. Sockets where the computer's RAM or random access memory is installed. Where RAM is a temporary memory bank where your computer stores data. It needs to retrieve quickly. So, gaya ni CPU, si RAM ay temporary lang din. But si RAM, pag namatay yung power supply, mawawala na lahat ng mga na-stored na data sa kanya. The main function of RAM is to save data in temporary way. Bakit nga ba temporary lang si RAM? Anyone? For those who have any idea. Okay. Ang RAM kasi because the information stored in RAM, ayun nga, gaya na sabi ko kanina, ay nawawala once the power supply is turned off. But it keeps the data easily accessible. So, mas maraming RAM sa computer, mas mabilis ang computer. So, next is our input and output ports. Access ports that permits communication within the computer and the peripheral devices. As an example of this is universal serial bus ports, used to interconnect up to 127 add-on peripheral devices such as scanners, printers, modems, or memory storage devices. So, as an example of this is yung AGP or accelerated Again, ang example ng input-output ports is universal serial bus or USB ports, kung saan kinoconnect yung peripheral devices, printers, modem, keyboards, ganyan. So, we have here serial port and parallel port. Ano nga ba yung difference nila? Ang serial port is able to transmit a single stream of data at a time, while parallel port is able to transmit multiple data streams at a time. Again, serial port transmits single stream of data, while parallel port is transmit multiple data streams at a time. Okay. So, ito na yung binabanggit ko kanina AGP, no? Expansion slot, alternatively known as bus slot, is a connection or port inside the computer on the motherboard or riser card. It provides an installation port for a hardware expansion card to be connected. Ang example ng hardware expansion card is yung mga graphics card for video games, video card, kanan. So, makikita niyo sa gilid yung picture. Andun yung mga terms na PCI, Express, PCI, and AGP. Where AGP stands for Accelerated Graphics Port. Again, AGP is Accelerated Graphics Port. And ang PCI is Peripheral Component Interconnect Port. Okay. So, next ay yung keyboard and mouse ports natin dito, as shown sa picture, ay old na ito dahil ang ating keyboard and mouse na ngayon ay USB type. But I use this as an example for you to see na ito talaga yung keyboard and mouse ports na meron tayo sa old model ng mga system unit. So these are the ports that allows computer keyboard and mouse to be connected to the computer for inputs. Next is the Basic Input-Out System, or BIOS. It is the program a computer's microprocessor uses to start the computer system after it is powered on. Wait lang ha. Okay, so next na tayo. Ang chipset naman is a traffic controller. So, meron ding possible traffic sa system unit, no? So, we have chipset para makontrol yung traffic between CPU, GPU, RAM, storage, and peripherals. The chipset is basically the electronics on the motherboard that communicate with all the connected components. So, chipset also direct the flow of data from one point to another. As an example of chipset, meron tayo yung two main chipset, the North Bridge and the South Bridge. North Bridge is directly connected to the CPU, allowing for faster transmission between it and ports that require faster speeds. This includes RAM modules, PCI Express cards, as well as AGP or Accelerated Graphics Port, and peripheral, peripheral component interconnect. And while the South Bridge handles non-express PCI buses, PCI buses and USB ports and hard disk connections. Usually, these components, yung mga nabanggit natin na yung PCI, USB, and hard disk connection ay hindi naman nagre-require ng nagre-require ng communication as fast as the North Bridge. Components do not require communication as fast as the communications communicating with the North Bridge. So, kaya ang North Bridge ay directly connected to the CPU dahil faster ang transmission, while sa South Bridge naman ay hindi naman nire-require ng communication as fast nga ng North Bridge. Okay, this is the actual na makikita natin sa motherboard, no? So, as you can see, yung North Bridge ay malapit sa CPU. Yung South Bridge naman ay malapit dun sa expansion slot. And do you have any questions? Okay, are you ready na sa quiz? Okay, let's start. Get your paper and ballpen na so we can have our quiz. No questions na? Okay. So, multiple choice siya. Choose the correct answer. I will give you, siguro enough na yung 5 minutes, no? And tell me if, next slides na. Okay, next na. Okay, are you done? Okay, let's check na. So, number 1 is true. Random access or RAM is considered short-term memory. Number 2 is also true dahil ang hard disk I used to store data inside the computer. Number 3 is false. Yes, bakit? Dahil ang Northbridge, gaya na sabi ko kanina, ay directly connected to CPU. And number 4, CPU, largest board of computer system. Largest. Malit lang ang CPU, di ba? Okay. Yes, motherboard. Letter B. And number 5, what is your answer? Yes, letter A. Dahil ang 4-tower case ay usually used for PC servers. Next, number 6. Anyone? Yes, it is false. There are only 2 basic types, na computer case, which is this, the desktop and standard. Number 7. Yes, system unit. From the word core of a computer, which is responsible for processing and storing data. Number 8, ang dali na lang yan. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. Okay, letter B. Number 9, malapit na tayo matapos. The chips inside of the computer that holds temporary memory is called C, RAM, or Random Access Memory. Next, last number, AGP, which stands for, ulit-ulit ko itong sinasabi, letter B, Accelerated Graphics Port. Okay, take a picture of your quiz and send it to me sa Messenger. Siyempre, kung may quiz tayo, meron din tayong assignment. So, ipapost ko na lang tong assignment sa ating Google Classroom. Do you have any question before tayo mag-close ng ating class? Okay, wala. Bye!